Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, and welcome back to another Reddit submit design video. We've done a few of these now, and I think you kind of like it when I go through the subreddit, which is linked down below. Check out the most top logos of the week or the month, and basically review them, preview them, show them to you guys, and give you Reddit coins if you do a good job from my perspective. Just before we get into it, please make sure to press that red subscribe button down below, turning on post notifications so you never miss a video like this. And if your logo has been featured, please share it around the internet, share it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It'd be great to see other people showing your work and basically increasing the reach. Okay, so we've got the first one over here, Brainbox Studio. Let's have a look at this. This is by, who wrote this? Who put this on? Posted by, how do you say that name? Scrubback. So here is Brainbox, and I guess what you've done is just create the sort of texture and look of a brain and put it into a box. Quite clever. To me, it kind of looks like a maze of some sort, but I kind of like the concept here. I also like the fact that the actual color system that you've got going on here works really nicely as well. Red or coral is a nice color to have on this sort of dark gray and white. Everything is very aligned, and that is the best thing you can do for this logo. The only thing I wish you did is the studio mark at the bottom. That needs to be lowered down ever so slightly. There's not enough space in between Brainbox and Studio. You want to kind of replicate that space underneath that icon there. But other than that, it's amazing. Let's carry on looking through. We've got a pattern here. That's a nice pattern as well. I like the fact that you're showing me the colors and the typography. This is something that you can do in any logo design that you're presenting to a client, which is pretty nice. Yep, I like the colors. And here you go. You've got a business card here. Now this business card, what you should do with the pattern at the back here, or on the back of the card, is lower the opacity on the pattern so it's overlaid, so it's not taking up all my eye space. I'm feeling a bit woozy looking at that, like it's a puzzle, and it's hard to read what's in the center there. You want people to know it's boxbrain.com. Other than that, on the back, everything looks very clean and professional. You do have ultra grouping, which means that you've grouped all of this here together, where it could be moved up ever so slightly, so the actual bit of the back is in a box. Something that you could do as well, which would be a creative thing, is create the business card as an equilateral square, so like a proper square. That looks nice as well. Everything works super well and very easy to identify. I like the logo. You're going to get an award. What do we get? We'll give you 500. We're going to start with 500 for now. I made this for my client. So Gadget review, let's take a little gander into this. So it's a monogram icon, which is cool. There's a lot going on in here, and there's some uneven spacing. When it comes to logo design, everything is about the even spacing and the consistent spacing between the positive and the negative. What I can see, if I just scroll in here and zoom in, you see this negative part here, it's way thicker than this part here and this part. So everything's got like a different thickness. Maybe these two have the same thickness. I'm not too sure. It's really important to keep the consistency between the negative space as well. Also here, this R seems to just like come out of nowhere, and it's not as thick as this part down here. So you're gonna have to go over this again. Again, with the bottom, I think review is way too spaced out. So the kerning of the review is way too spaced out, and it's not actually aligned with Gadget anymore. So increase the leading down so the actual review bit is below the Gadget a bit more, like in the other one. Overall though, I do like the concept. It works really well. I guess it works when it's scaled down. Now, when you're presenting logos like this, another huge thing is to always show it in context. And in here, you've sort of given context here, up there, but it'd be nice to see it in a video thumbnail sort of view, or you can even bring it down ever so slightly. The scale of this logo when you're presenting it is way too big, and it takes up too much of the actual space in each segment. Scale it down so it fits perfectly all the way around. This next one is by Selman Designer 21 days ago, local shop. Now this is a nice logo. I like this. What I like about it is, again, the coral, so the bright neon red pink color, and also the icon fits really well with the logo type. On this one, you've got the icon twice. You don't really need to do that. The usage dictates what logo to put on. So the actual logo up here, local shop, can just be the typography, and then also here could just be the icon, but scaled down a bit. You don't need to have it that big. You want it to fit nicely on the screen. I like this as well. The icon works really well. If you don't know what it is, it's like a place and a place marker that you get on maps. Really nicely done with a negative and positive space. Typography works super nicely as well. You've got local and shop in different colors to show the difference. I'll definitely give this an upvote and an award for being really good. So let's have a look. I'm running out of coins. I've only got 3.7 thousand coins. So I'm gonna have to give you a 500, a wholesome reward. Okay, logo redesign for a tech-related club in my school. First thing, the icon itself, it looks okay. I don't mind it. The typography here, I don't know what font you've used. I don't personally like it, although it does kind of fit within the sort of like tech-related because it's very pointy at the ends. So there's a lot of overshooting on the on the M, on the A, and on the V. What I would suggest to do is make the background white. I know you haven't done that because the logo here kind of, you know, is over this and it needs to be white and needs to contrast from the background. I would change the typography as well because the S over here does not look good at all. It's like coming way too out. That S is not looking nice at all on those edges. Get rid of that and change it differently. The M is also looking bigger than the A and the V. You just need to have a good type, a good font to use. And also don't put it over top this icon here. Make sure it's underneath so it doesn't become hard to print out or put it on t-shirts. Rooster icon, let's have a look. This one looks really good. And this is by, who's this? Who are you? Algendi 22. I'll just call you Algendi. How are you doing? So this is the icons challenge. I think it's the 30-day one. There's no actual context to this, so I can't comment on how good it is, but it does look nice. The rooster part of it comes from it being orange, in my opinion. The line work here is very minimal. The negative space is actually showing more than the positive space, which is very clever. I like it. I made this logo for a security company. Let me know what you guys think. Let's have a look through them all first so I can get some context. I like the way that you've presented this. This is very good. So I do like the concept. The concept is definitely there. I think the execution, again, which is the normal thing about amateur design, is that it's hard to execute a concept that's good. But in this case, you've done a pretty good job. I like the fact that the colors are two colored. So you've got safe and sec, which always show a difference in the name. So it shows that it's, you know, it's highlighting safe, but it's also highlighting security. The logo here, the actual boundary of the logo, which is this shape here, is very nice. I kind of like that. What I don't understand is a lot of these different shapes that you do not need. Instead of having lots of negative and positive space, try and have it so it's just one big negative in the positive. So I can understand here with the keyhole, you need to have that done there, but try and reverse this round and see what happens. And don't break out these borders here. That to me doesn't make much sense. It just makes it more complicated. I like the business card, but yeah, there's a lot of space here. But I guess if you wanted to write something on there, you could. But yeah, very good. Well done. Okay, so we got one, which is Mohammed Abdullah. One thing, first off, I really like the idea of the M being a crown. That is very clever and it's very good. And another thing about this, the typeface, I don't know what you've done, but this typeface looks really friendly, but yet professional. So the idea is the M plus the A equals the crown. Oh, I didn't even see that. That's clever. Yeah, I really like this logo. One thing I would suggest to do is instead of having the logo so pointy at the top, squish it down a bit. So if this was me, I would take these lines at the top here and move them down so they're not so far coming up, because right now it kind of looks like a crown. But you can even become even more simpler than this by just having a crown there. So you don't have to be clever with your logo or make it do something. You can just have it so it's what the concept is at the end, and that would be the story behind it. The typeface and the colors, my color of choice would be this one down here, but that's kind of vintage. This one here, but make the contrast of the yellow, so increase the brightness and the saturation of that yellow to make it more contrasting. You don't want it to have the same hue brightness as the background here. You want it to have a bit more so it pops out at the screen. I don't think anyone would have thought that I would say to make it pop more, but there are some cases in logo design presentation where you can make it pop out at you. Well done, I really like that one. Let's go to the next one. Target delivery. Okay, so we've got another one here. This is from, what are you called? Malakim? I'm going to call you Malakim. So this one has got Target and a sort of icon on there. I think you can become a bit more creative than that. Only saying that because Target and, you know, a placement, a delivery, it's kind of cliche, but what I will say is the execution is really good. I like the typeface here. Again, delivery is way too high. It needs to be lower down for Target. There needs to be a good amount of space there, so when I'm like squinting my eyes like this, I can read it. But right now I can't. I can only read Target. Also, don't use delivery in yellow. That yellow is really difficult to see. It's not contrasting enough from the background. You can see there the white on that yellow. It's very hard to see, so you got to watch out for that. Gotham bold, great typeface to use. Make sure you got licensing. Business cards, again, look really nice. Instead of just having the logo here at the bottom left, this logo could encroach on all of the business card from just the Target lines, so those circular lines across the business card, so it misses half of it, but that will give it a cool pattern while still remaining brand friendly. The car, I must say, very good. I think you got this from Yellow Images. That's very nice. Yet you've shown a lot of ways and context, and I think the context does work. Here on the t-shirt, I feel like the logo is way too big. Make sure the logo design and anything you're putting on the t-shirt looks realistic by bringing that logo a bit down, so it's not like huge everywhere, but it comes down. It's hard to explain. Scale it down. And over here, Target delivery. You see this here? That needs to be pushed in that way. That's not aligned to Target there. Big mistake, but easily corrected. Okay, last one, Sound Beats by, what's your name? Graphics. Let's do this. First of all, I like the mock-up. You've shown me the logo on a mock-up, which instantly gives you credibility. So you get some cred points there. This one here, ooh, that looks a lot different. What I do like is you haven't gone through the cliche of a logo. What I don't like is the thinness of these headphones. I think the thinness of these lines don't match the type. When you're having a logo like this, it needs to match all the way through the branding, so it needs to match the logo type as well that's describing your company. For me, that's a big thing to do, to make sure it looks integral to the whole brand so that you don't have thin line, thick line. But what I do love, and I'm going to carry on here, is the actual formation of this. You've got wave lines there. It would be great for you to explain that. The wave lines are very good, shows the actual headphones, makes a lot of sense. It's scalable. I can see exactly what it's supposed to be about, and it's not cliche. I like it. So you, sir, are going to get a love heart reward. If you enjoyed that video, please press that red subscribe button down below. I post these every so often whenever we get enough on the subreddit. It's free to join the subreddit, by the way. The links will be down below in the description, as well as Creative Insiders, which is a Discord on Discord. It's a Discord server where we chat all about design, help each other out, and just be community online. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next Reddit video. See you soon. Goodbye.